Starting.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Guten Morgen.
Welcome to our live chat discussion.
Guten Abend.
Yeah.
We are here to talk small potatoes. Episode 420. We just realized, I've been tweeting about this and looking for stills from this all day, and looking up episode 20 of season 4, and it just occurred to me when Marie said, "Which episode is it?" Oh, it's 420. I said, oh. So more is making sense all of a sudden. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you upset? I'm sorry. The cat is getting stage fright. Come on. Look, we're on camera. Look.
She wanted to come over here.
Yeah, you were begging me for attention.
You were like, come on, pay attention to me. Yeah. You got the attention that you want.
You're a superstar, Minnie. We're live on the internet. Yeah, the whole world gets to see you.
She's happy.
She's thrilled. Yeah.
No,
she said, "I'm union. Get me out of here."
She's a union cat.
Yeah.
Is anybody here?
This is how Moore's got to start. Meow, 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 meow,
I guess I should tweet out the link because I didn't do that yet.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so
there you go, right? So Minnie didn't last.
I knew that.
She was getting restless. I think she was upset that I was holding her and ignoring her. She doesn't like being held or ignored for very long. So if you do both at the same time, it's not going to end well for anybody. So, we'll wait till a few more people get on here so we can start the actual discussion. But I really enjoy this episode. This is just one of the classics. Darren Morgan. But it was a Vince Gilligan episode, though, right? Darren didn't write it.
I don't like the rape situation. It's problematic to kind of make
it's a little.
It's also it's dated. So because of it's not. The sensitivity of the matter is handled the same way it would be now.
It's a little light.
Yeah, it's a little
light
in
that sense. We're more woke now, right? And I don't think we saw.
I don't know if we really are, but where people claim to be. Yeah,
true.
But it's questionable if we are.
But you know what I mean? Like it back then
for TV, maybe.
It's such a blatant comedy.
There's moments they acknowledge it.
Yeah,
they do acknowledge it.
They acknowledge that it's rape. They acknowledge that it's a crime.
The whole cigarette smoking man, that's medical rape.
Right.
Well, it's still rape.
But they don't acknowledge it in a serious way.
Why can't I see Is anybody here?
Not yet.
Why can't I see anybody?
Or if you're here, we can't see you. Don't hide.
It says we have viewers. Oh, there's Amy. Hey,
Jamie. Hey. Yeah, so we got a few more people on
there we are.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing there?
Zop.
I meant to look this up before, so I have more.
What?
I was just gonna pull up the credits type stuff.
So the episode doesn't necessarily age well, although it's you don't want to like totally throw it away because they do such great work and it has some really funny moments especially with David.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jen.
David's performance is hilarious in this.
And I caught it, except when he's trying not to laugh.
Right, I mean, he's having a good time.
I caught it a few times, especially after that thing, when he broke the thing off the body, a part off the body, when he turned around.
That's the tail, right?
Yeah, the tail. Yeah. Was it the tail that he broke off?
That's the tail.
Okay, so he makes that face, and then he's like holding it behind his back, and then he turns around real quick, but then you just see him smiling. Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute, he's laughing.
Well, there's a lot of classic vaudevillian Marx Brothers, Three Stooges kind of bits.
Oh, is there a delay? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's always a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, there's like a 30-second delay. Oh, you mean in the chat? That's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, they've already talked about the entire movie, and we don't see it yet. I had a moment when I thought about what's MSIV? Mulder, Scully.
Oh, the in vitro?
Mulder, Scully, in vitro. Oh, Jesus. I haven't seen that hashtag yet. Oh, no. That's kind of funny.
Is that what that is? MSIV? What?
No, I felt like nothing. So.
My struggle. Oh, okay.
Oh, my struggle 4. I thought it was Mulder, Scully, in vitro.
That's what I thought too, because we have the in vitro situation that was.
Oh, that's funny.
They really dealt with, like, because Mulder, you know, tried to impregnate her.
Now I know nobody likes that storyline too much. That plot twist. But
nobody likes. We're in denial.
They did take it seriously.
We're in denial.
It was dramatic.
You know, when dark. Jackson looked like Mulder.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities there. You can see.
They look nothing alike. That's why.
He looks more like Mulder than CSM.
Maybe. It's hard to tell what CSM looked like when he was younger.
Well, that's true.
I feel like CSM has looked the same for like 25 years.
Yeah.
He's looked exactly the same.
Speaking of CSM looking the same, how about Stolen Lives and Cold Case?
I haven't watched those.
You gotta.
Or listened to them.
I've got them on Audible. You gotta listen to them.
Let's talk to you about the episode first.
Okay, let's focus on the episode. I'm all scatterbrained. I'm exhausted. I've been teaching all day, doing improv comedy for teachers and stuff. So I'm a little, excuse me, a little gassy. So
he's gassy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, so now we have a few more people. Can we talk? I never noticed before Mark Snow's music in this episode, and it's very Pink Panther-ish at times, especially in the office scene where Eddie, as Mulder, falls out of the chair. It sounds almost identical to scoring from a Pink Panther movie.
Right.
And, a little Inspector Clouseau kind of thing. Absolutely love it. Oh, we can't see the chat.
Oh.
Yeah. So the
there we go.
Yeah.
I was just making sure I had it.
But back to potatoes. That's right. No small potatoes here.
Only small tomatoes.
That's right. What's the small tomatoes reference?
There isn't one. I just made it up.
Oh, okay. So you want to know why they chose potatoes, not tomatoes?
Yeah.
Potatoes, I think, are funnier. And
yeah,
small potatoes is a phrase.
Funnier. I know it is a phrase, but why? Like, he kept saying it over and over again. He said it like 3 different times.
Because that's the title of the episode.
I know, but like he
and it's something that Eddie says.
That's why he could recognize that was Eddie.
Right.
Because he was saying.
But Scully did not.
Scully didn't pick up on that. And she didn't pick up on it when he came in and was acting weird. Mm-hmm. Which should have, like, a red flag should have come up. Like, as soon as he came down and started talking to her.
When has Mulder ever been such a great listener?
She would, like, listen to her.
Mulder, Scully, we just need to talk.
We need to talk. We never talk. I don't know why.
Eddie's a player.
Because you don't listen. No, he's also a lovable loser. Well, he's a lovable loser as opposed to Eddie, who's just an asshole loser. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, it's harder to watch this straight out as a comedy, and I made a joke about it, and you asked me to delete it because it's hard. And I didn't want to make an Me Too joke. But it's hard not to think of the Me Too movement watching this episode in 2018.
Yep.
And I didn't want to make it as a joke. And even when I made the Harvey Weinstein remark, I wasn't necessarily trying to make a joke. I was more.
It's true, though.
Well, that's the thing. I was more remarking on how odd, as funny as Mulder, as funny as David's performance is, and it's still a very funny episode. But we just don't think of that stuff the same way anymore.
Yeah.
And when we first, I think, I don't know if anybody 20 years ago had the response to this episode the way people respond to MSIV, Mulder, Scully, and Trevito.
People were
you know what I mean? But 20 years ago, were they fuming about this episode?
No.
You know what I mean?
No. They're like, oh my God, she was going to totally do it with Mulder, but it wasn't Mulder.
And I even think 20 years ago, it's more like,
people are still thinking that now. They're like, Scully was ready to do it with him.
Well, I say it's more like a pity party for Eddie Van Blundht 20 years ago.
Make up for him.
Now it's like, ew, he's a rapist.
Yeah.
20 years ago, it's like, oh, he felt bad for the guy being insulted by the girl he kind of likes.
Right.
Even though he kind of molested her and got her pregnant.
Yeah.
Without science. You know what I mean? On some levels, it's almost, if not as bad, because it's an actual physical violation, even though they don't know it.
It's equally as bad.
Yeah.
No matter what time period you're talking about. Just people maybe are a little bit more aware.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, watching it as a comedy 20 years ago, did anybody even consider it other than, this is a rape? But, did anybody have a serious conversation about it? I didn't really think
about it too much until maybe I want to say like maybe 5 or 10 years ago, someone brought it up to me and pointed it out. Not just in this one, and in Postmodern Prometheus too, because the monster is a rapist because they're all having the monster babies. It's a problem that is.
He's basically in Postmodern Prometheus.
But that was a little more, right? But that was a little more serious. It's not. It's funny. It has funny, bizarre moments, but it's not like, wow, this is funny. It's funny because Jerry Springer has all that whole thing and the whole mass hysteria of the town. trying to make it interesting and gossipy, the whole idea. And then
although with that one,
feeding into it and all that stuff.
In this one, they arrest him for rape at the end. Do they arrest him? They take him and
they do
to go see Cher at the end of the other one.
No, that's not the real ending.
Oh, it's not
the real. No, that's an alternate ending. That's how it ends. But then at the very end, we can watch it if you want. But I think one rape episode was enough for now.
Yeah, we're good for a bit.
Yeah, I didn't give it a thought either. When I didn't. Yeah, you know what though? There's a lot of stuff that I haven't thought about that people have been bringing up lately. That the more I think about them, I think that was not right.
Right.
Situations and in general, as far as being politically correct in TV shows, it just.
Now, Amy brought up something. I think it was Amy. You brought up just now, but I think you brought up in the tweeting too about how Scully did not recognize Mulder not being Mulder.
Right.
But there's something they say in this scene, which I wonder, because even in the pilot, I felt they talked a little bit. You know, they talked about Samantha. They talked, right? Or at least he talked. But she said, like, oh, we've never really talked before in 4 years kind of thing, right? So continuity-wise, go figure with Chris Carter. They
do talk.
Right.
They have their moments.
But if you go with that truth in that moment, and this is maybe the alternate reality comedy episode, truth line.
Yeah. It's the other universe where Mulder and Scully don't talk.
Well, say if they haven't really talked outside of work.
It's like the Followers episode.
Right.
It's like they don't talk. They sit there and they
right. But you know what I mean? If in that moment where if you've never really talked outside of work, you might not notice personal idiosyncrasies. You know what I mean? If she's all business, you know, which we know it hasn't always been all business up to this point. You know, we're almost end of season 4. There's been moments of maybe there's something there, you know.
Yeah.
That enough for people to question.
Oh,
they've cared about each other.
There's no doubt about Mulder.
They've both almost died 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and they almost like when they lost each other, it was very difficult for the other one.
Right. But compare that though, I think there's times in Dreamland that eventually she figures it out, says you're definitely not Mulder. But there's a period there where she's like, well, he's acting weird, but that's my Mulder. You know, my Mulder's always acting a little weird. But I feel like he goes a while.
He tipped her off at some point during there too, because she met the other Mulder. She met the Morris character.
Yeah.
And he told her that, that's not me. That's not me. And she didn't believe him.
Right.
Because he was,
right.
He was the Morris character.
Yeah. You think, but she still went along with it. I think it was a
relationship discussion. Yeah, well, that's because the writer was like, we're not going to have a relationship discussion even when he gets you pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play Who's the Daddy? Who's the Daddy until 2 seasons later.
2? Mm.
Yeah, because they didn't officially confirm it until The Truth, which was the end of season 9.
They confirmed that Mulder was the baby?
He said, my son.
Mm.
That was the first time he said, my son. Even though he said
that confirms that Mulder thinks he's the
that
father.
We both now, but they've been saying my son since then, like 2002.
That was his struggle.
Okay, we're not going to get into that. They don't talk about the relationship. They don't talk about maybe more. They talk about personal stuff because they talk about personal struggles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have moments like Conversation on the Rock,
right?
When they're like on stakeouts or like they have heart to hearts about certain situations. When they almost die, they confess things to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a typical example. They're almost,
I love you.
They're dying all the time. Yeah. Well, that was later. So.
Forgive me, I'm a little dehydrated.
Everybody's struggle.
Mm-hmm. My struggle 5, the fans' struggle.
All of them are our struggles.
Yeah, that's
1,
true.
2, 3, and 4.
That's true.
So the reason why Walt's eyes almost closed is because his allergies is, it's completely red. Just so you know, it looks.
It hurts.
It looks horrible. His allergies are flaring up in his eyes.
You know, my eyes red, but I'm not feeling as bad as I sometimes feel this time of year. Usually, there's about a week in February and a week in October or somewhere. The season change where it just hits me.
Gotcha.
And I think it's because I've been really good about not eating peanut butter. It's only I've had a little bit of chocolate.
Did you have peanut butter?
I did not. That's what I'm saying. I have not had peanut butter. So I have a little bit. I had a little bit of chocolate.
Uh-oh.
This is mostly environmental though. This is hay fever type stuff.
Yeah, he gets it all the time.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I would feel bad. I'm at this professional development improv workshop.
It looks like you have pink eye.
Like I'm doing this gig with like 6 different schools. I'm there every month for 3 months, one day at each school, right? And I'm doing this workshop, and the main guy who hired me is standing next to me. He looks me in the eye and says, "Well, your eyes are really bloodshot." And he oversees 6 schools of suspension sites. Drunk. And all I'm thinking, he thinks, "Oh, great, he probably thinks I'm high as a kite." And I'm like, I'm not. I don't smoke at all, anything.
No.
And I'm like, it really is allergies. And you can tell because it's just in the one eye.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a help. I don't think potheads get bloodshot in but one eye. I might be wrong. But I'm sure he's always looking for it. He's a good guy, but he's a principal that oversees suspension students. And so I think he's probably always has an eye for that stuff. And he's seen probably everything there is to see with high school kids. And maybe. I usually don't like to take pills or anything like that. Sometimes maybe I'll pick up some NyQuil or some Benadryl instead of using, like sometimes use some sort of PM pill to help me go to sleep. But it's not bad. And I find that, as a singer, as a performer, sometimes a lot of the pain reliever pills or too many allergy medicines, especially antihistamine, the worst. They either dry you up and or just kind of knock you out and take away a lot of your intensity. You know what I mean? And they do me more harm. It's annoying. I'll get like a headache and I'll get some sniffles, but my training and drink a lot of water. If I drink a lot of water and warm up as a singer, I can usually clear out most of the garbage. This is rarely worse than normal, but I appreciate the concern. Yeah, I try not to do a lot of medicine unless I'm really, really sick. And even then, I want to build up an immunity. If I had a penicillin or other antibiotics every time I got like this, I'd be completely immune. Yeah. And as long as I don't have peanut butter is one of my worst allergies. I'm not deathly ill, but and peanut butter I can eat sometimes if I've not had any other problems. But if I have peanut butter or a peanut butter cup, Reese's Pieces seem to be okay because I'm nibbling on a Reese's Pieces. I had a couple, but
those are for you.
But that's not real peanut butter.
Yes, it is.
Not really. It's not real peanut butter. It's
got peanuts in it though.
Not really, but peanuts by themselves are fine. There's something about peanut butter.
I'm pretty sure their peanut butter is in Reese's Pieces.
It's the oils in the peanut butter that really get me.
I'm pretty sure they have those oils.
It's not as oily with the Reese's Pieces.
I'm pretty sure they have those oils in the Reese's
Well, I've never had
Pieces.
as much problem with Reese's Pieces.
I'm pretty sure they have
peanut butter cup or plain old peanut butter.
Yeah, I know. Amy, where's everybody? There's like 12 people on here. No one's talking.
We lose people by going to Sunday last week?
I don't know. Maybe everyone's getting ready for Spooky this week.
Spooky Empire. Well, next week. We're driving down this
Thursday,
week.
Yeah. But still, it's just I don't know. I don't know where everybody is tonight. Everyone wanted to see this episode, and then like only a few people were tweeting along. So I'm like, wait, why did everyone want to see this episode if you're not going to tweet along?
They'll check it out. They'll watch it later on their own time.
Yeah, maybe.
Retweet some things. Hey, I'm doing it more for myself. Anybody else wants to play along? I'm
working on a video while I have.
Oh my god, that's gonna be amazing.
I'm working on the one that we filmed last Monday when we went to the Great Jack-o'-lantern. So we get up to Sleepy Hollow and we weren't expecting to find anything. And when I go ghost hunting, I don't expect to see ghosts. I didn't see anything, but Walt saw some weird stuff. So I was just hoping, and I was just thinking, we'll just go and be like, haha, there's supposed to be ghosts here. Oh, crap.
Yeah, I'm a skeptic, but I saw at least 2 or 3 things.
He saw, you know what, though?
That.
You think you saw, like, Billy Joel, and it wasn't Billy Joel.
But that was close.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't the ghost of Billy Joel.
Vanilla, yay!
I see Dustin Hoffman all the time.
No, like, okay, so, and then we watched,
Haunting at Hill House.
Yeah,
yes.
after that.
We just finished that last night.
So then I'm like editing this Sleepy Hollow footage, and I'm trying to make it scary, so it's kind of serious, because usually my videos are funny, and they're like goofy, and I have these cutaways to silly things. This is like really serious. I think I maybe went a little too serious. I think I'm gonna post it tomorrow. I have a few more things I want to add into it. But hello, hey Tina.
But you know what? You were starting to freak me out because you were doing. I told that one dream of mine, and you'll learn more about tomorrow. But
you freaked out.
She was getting some. Well, no, you know what it is. I think if he showed that clip to me 3 weeks ago or 3 days ago, it would have been fine. But after binging Haunting at Hill House the last 48 hours, we watched 5 episodes Saturday, 5 episodes Sunday, binged the heck out of it.
Find out what happened at the end.
It was so addictive. It's such a great show. And it feels slow at times, but in a very theatrical way. I don't want to give it away, Evangela, but I don't know if you've seen that scene yet. I don't know.
How far are you in?
Yeah. Where are you? I don't want to spoil anything, but there's one scene they do an ER type thing where they do like a single cam.
Yeah, where it's
and it must be 20 minutes.
Yeah, where it's going nonstop the whole thing,
and it's just circling around and then following.
That's the moment when Scully in not in Dreamland in Triangle.
Yeah,
she goes down to the FBI and we just see the camera follow her.
But it's slower paced. Like it really feels like a Broadway play.
So I would not recommend watching it before bed.
No. Not by yourself.
And I can't decide after watching it what's more horrifying, the actual family drama or the supernatural aspect of it. I think the supernatural aspect of it isn't as scary as the actual real life stuff.
Well, it's kind of what makes it scary because there's a very real element to it.
Yeah, and
there's
with
a big
horror,
dysfunctional family element.
Well, it's very depressing. There's a lot of death.
Right.
And usually with horror, oh hey Kate.
Hey.
With horror, like when someone dies, like in these X-Files episodes, usually it's just like, they died.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's sad, but this is like if someone dies, you feel the death. Like you really start to feel for them because and it's not a good feeling. Because if you're like me and you can empathize pretty easily, it will affect you. So I put a tweet about it, just giving a trigger warning because, it got me. So because I definitely felt like, I think there's some character in the series that everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
If not
100%,
more than one, that you see or a situation that you relate to. And because it's so real, it is just, that's when it starts to mess with your head. Because it's like, well, this could be me, Anyways. Geneva, yay!
So if you guys haven't watched Haunting, go watch Haunting.
But, like I said, it's not just scary. It's very, very, also very, very sad.
Yeah.
So I haven't decided what has made it harder, like the scary part or... the scary stuff is scary.
Well, I mean, the outright scary moments are spread out, but it's more psychological thriller.
Yeah.
With a few
it's not
moments.
Very violent. Yeah, there's a couple jump scare moments, which usually I laugh about when they happen. I laugh, but I didn't.
Well, that one we both set up, and then we laughed. We laughed at how much they got us. The cat freaked out. They got both of us. I don't think anything has ever made us both scream that loud together. Like we both.
Oh, hey Don, you just woke up. Too many beers for lunch.
Don is woke AF.
This
now.
is The Haunting of the Hill House.
Yeah. It's on Netflix. Now, if you don't know the book,
I want to do two.
We're gonna do a video about it.
I was gonna do season 1. Well, the first half of the season, episode 5, because there's like a big reveal at the end of episode 5, and then I was gonna do the rest, then the other half, because it's like split in half. But, anyways, you're discussing the scary show you're watching. Yeah, well, we were talking about the episode before. We were talking about small potatoes, but yeah. So we also went to Sleepy Hollow, and then saw this. He saw a ghost. Well, what he thinks was he saw something.
I'm not saying I saw a ghost. I'm saying
saw something.
I saw a lot of things that
one thing
are easily explainable by they were probably animals or shadows or something, right?
But there was one thing
there were two specific things. One in the middle of the road and one in the cemetery where there was just this moment of unclear what it was. It was the one was like straight in the middle of the road, and in my depth perception, it was not as far back. What's that?
It was Irving.
We're Washington Irving's driveway, basically the road that's going down the hill towards the Hudson, where Washington Irving's house is, and
it's this creepy road.
The road itself, and again, the road's so creepy, it puts you in that mindset that you're looking for it. So you're looking for it. But I wasn't really looking for it. I was just driving, and all of a sudden,
we're trying to get it because I heard the house was haunted. And I thought we could drive outside the house and look, because they close it up because it's a historical
site.
Right.
You can't get to the house.
You can't get in there unless you have an appointment or you go in when their hours are open. You can't go to there at night. And I read if you go there, you can't even like bring a camera inside. You can film outside, but they don't want you bringing cameras inside. Yeah. There are no pictures of what it looks like inside the house unless they took them.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's this big, huge mansion estate house that he had where he penned Sleepy Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, you know, maybe we could drive and just look from outside the gate, but you couldn't even get like it was all, you know, we got dead ends on his estate and you have to turn around and come back. And I was just thinking, oh, you know, maybe we'll see a window, see someone, because they said you could see people in the windows. Hello.
What's up, Savannah? Yeah.
Funny.
We spent an hour at the grave site, the graveyard in Swanee, right? Not Swanee, Sleepy Hollow. Sorry.
I think
and then we went to the pumpkin thing, which was pretty cool. But after that, we're a little more tired. Although, you know what, the pumpkin was it the Great Pumpkin Jack-o'-lantern blaze?
The Great Jack-o'-lantern blaze.
It is amazing.
I put this all on the blog.
Great.
It's all on the blog.
Oh, you already posted that video?
No, it's on the ghost hunting video.
And that right. We're gonna see more of that. It's really cool. We'll see more of that. And they have really good pumpkin donuts. Their cider donuts were a little dry. But the pumpkin donuts were great. But then we go back to the graveyard and you can't get in. We're outside this big great gate.
They closed at the gates at 4:30.
Yeah. And now it's about 10. And we're just sitting there getting some footage, filming in, and Larice has some stuff to reveal from that.
I'll let you guys see.
But that's another one where I just felt like I saw coming out of the graveyard, starting to cross the street into the driveway, this kind of cloud that just kind of faded away. It was that
the Hessians, I'm telling you, they say the Hessian has like a residual haunting over there. It's like it plays like a movie.
Residual something.
He goes around in circles with his horse. Although I didn't hear any like horse feats. Horse hooves.
Oh, interesting, Don. Yeah. You know,
Ghost Hunter.
This doesn't give away the movie because the book is different enough from the movie. But what was that? Walton Food. Yeah.
Poor pumpkins. Their guts ripped out. Candle shop.
Oh, you have no idea. Some of them are rotting. Some don't. Some of them are not
ones that
lasting.
Went, like on the bridge when we were like over us. Yeah. And one's gonna fall on.
There are a few that I don't think they're gonna make it till Halloween, and they have to go a week or two after.
Change them like.
They do change them out.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Oh, that's good because they didn't look like they were gonna last much longer. And it's good though. It's not a rotting smell. There's a really good, like fresh pumpkin smell. It's kind of interesting. I like it. Good. I really enjoyed it. But the book of The Haunting of Hill House, it's a little bit different story, but the tones are the same. Whereas apparently you don't really know most of the time what is haunting and what is psychological F up in a couple of the characters.
The series is like that too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a very similar tone.
That's what's scary about it.
So you're going through it, and there's a lot of things you're thinking, oh, are they talking to ghosts? Are they crazy? You know, are they seeing? What are they? And
then you start seeing things yourself.
Yeah, and
you're seeing things, and you're watching a series.
Yeah, it's very suggestive. It puts you in a place, right?
Yeah.
It's that time of the year, and all of a sudden,
and it's that time of the year. Yeah.
And we live in a house that was built in 1900.
Yep.
And so neither one of us wants to go upstairs by ourselves. I had to come down here to the basement at 5 a.m. by myself to get laundry.
This isn't really a basement, though.
Yeah, but it's dark.
The driveway's right there.
Okay, that's not really submerged, but the window there almost is.
But the neighbors are right there.
Yeah, but you're 2 floors up.
But the neighbors are literally right there.
Yeah.
Like steps away.
And if a ghost kills me, they're doing nothing for me.
No, they will. They'll help.
No?
Yeah, they'll help.
All right.
They'll help.
The ghost starts flooding the place. You know.
Don't give him any ideas.
I'm sorry.
This is our house. We paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep talking about it. You're going to be spooked all over.
Well, almost half is still the bank.
Let's go back to talking about small potatoes.
Small potatoes.
Or small tomatoes.
Why do you want to call it tomatoes? I know you're
potatoes, tomatoes.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna do a ghost hunting thing again because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to. I didn't think we were gonna catch anything.
Oh, we have plans though. We're gonna go to Savannah, right?
Yeah, and we were gonna stop in Williamsburg maybe. And
Savannah has the ghost tour like in the cemetery, right? Is that
well, they have tours that we can do for Sleepy Hollow. I just don't like walking tours because you gotta stand there and someone's like blah 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 blah. Yeah, though that too. We can drive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you start to get that creepy crawly like Yeah, the tingles and the shudders and the icicles.
Goosebumps?
The icicles.
Icicles?
You don't get the thing when they get the chill.
Goosebumps.
No, but up the spine and whatnot.
Goosebumps.
Well, that's what it manifests over here. But yeah.
Well, they have spooky tours.
Oh yeah. I think I would love to do the battlefields too.
Yeah, I like the self-guided tours.
You've never been to Manassas, have you?
No.
I was when I was a kid, but I don't remember it at all.
Yeah,
St. Augustine,
the self-guided Gettysburg tour is pretty cool. They had quite a bit of history in that area. Well, because so many people died there, so that place is definitely
St. Augustine.
No, Gettysburg.
Oh, Gettysburg's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
thousands.
Yeah, but Sleepy Hollow, Tarrytown is just very, very like old. They have one of the oldest cemeteries. That's not Sleepy Hollow, but the old burial grounds where the church is. I didn't realize the two cemeteries were adjacent to each other, so they kind of run into each other and they're run into one. Are you seeing things?
I'm hearing. Are you kicking? Sound like you're kicking. We've been doing too many ghost talks.
Let me in.
You didn't hear that a second ago? I really heard.
Did you guys hear anything? Well, I think you would track them.
It might have been me. Now I just heard it.
It might have been you. You could have farted. It was left cheek sneak. You get bored on guided tours? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't like guided tours. No. Well, if this is the last time you ever see us, we love you all. And know that we are haunted if you never see us again. It was a ghost. It was a ghost. Or you're setting me up.
I didn't do anything. I swear. You're hearing things.
It sounded like somebody was tapping on a Rubbermaid.
Who are you going to call?
David Duchovny.
Yeah, got to call Mulder and Scully.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed David's performance in this. He's really funny in this one. Oh, the best. And the peephole.
He's trying not to laugh a lot of the time.
The peephole smile.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, that's my favorite GIF. Obviously off track from Small Potatoes. Oh, hey, Nancy. Yeah.
We get off.
Not like that. That doesn't sound right.
Oh, no, I did not mean it that way. I did not mean it that way. At all. At all. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the thing. Just because there's ghosts doesn't mean they're poltergeists.
Just because it's got a big history doesn't mean there's a ghost. Like if there's something that's from 1600, it's got a great graveyard. Those are my favorites.
I think it is you. You're fidgety.
I'm fidgety.
You're cold?
I fidget.
Okay.
No, I just fidget.
All right.
Yeah, Mulder looking through the peephole is the best. Well, not even Mulder, Eddie.
Yeah.
This potato talk and no one's gonna make any fries. I know.
French fries?
Tomato fries.
Oh.
Potato fries.
Freedom! No, his performance, Scully's performance, Darren. So, I know this is the second time we've seen Darren. Has Darren written an episode yet before this? Have we seen a written episode by him yet? Because we saw his
Clyde Bruckman and...
Oh, that's right. That's
Superior Script.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. No, so I did a tweet. I was wondering if this is where he learned to have his disdain for Mulder, but definitely that was earlier.
That was earlier.
Did he ever talk about why he hates Mulder so much?
Because of David.
He hates David.
He said pretty much on Camille's podcast. He's like, well, it kind of like spilled over from David. I'm like, what? Did you just throw David under the bus? Or
these Eddie Blundht lines are spill over from Darren?
You're
such a loser.
I don't think Darren is anything like Eddie.
No.
Like based when we met him.
He seemed very quiet.
He was quiet, but he was he didn't seem like Eddie at all.
Not at all. Seemed like he was not into
chicken thumping
crowds.
Oh, there's a chicken at my door.
Oh, I love the Luke Skywalker. I think it's hilarious.
The neighbor with the leaf blower looked like Luke Skywalker.
Oh, it never even occurred to me.
Was he supposed to?
I wonder.
I did notice the leaf blower and thought that was odd.
Oh, the chicken heart thumping. Oh, you just started watching Haunting? Oh, there's so many references in Haunting. A lot of Edgar Allan Poe stuff inserted in there. That I don't know if you guys are Edgar Allan Poe fans.
Ridley Creek State Park, Park Colonial Village. Oh, okay. Time of year. Now I'm afraid to go to Clinton Road because that's the really scary place in New Jersey.
Is that in Jersey? Ridley Creek State Park? Where is that?
That we stumbled into.
Or is that the one in Pennsylvania?
It's a colonial village, right? Is that like near Peddler's Village area? Is that in like Pennsylvania? Chicken Heart of Bill Cosby.
Oh God! Oh God!
Darren loves poking Mulder.
Oh, did you guys see the Bill Cosby sketch on SNL on Saturday?
Yeah. Speaking of date rape,
it wasn't great.
That's the perfect person to bring up in this conversation.
They did well. It was not terrible. It wasn't great, but it was an interesting take on Bill Cosby in prison.
So yeah. Anyways, no, I kept thinking no. It's SNL. What do you expect?
Yeah.
But I kept thinking every time, because the character Theo, every time they're like, Theo, I'm like, Theo! Kept saying it just to break up.
Wait, Geneva, your neighborhood was built on top of a neighborhood? Your neighborhood was built on top of a cemetery?
Theo! So what I did learn when I was researching the Headless Horseman, when you were growing, your neighborhood was made on top of a cemetery. One neighbor had visitors that wanted to go in their backyard and visit family. Oh, God.
That's poltergeist. Did they move the bodies?
They did that around here, too. They actually...
Right, at the...
At the Jersey Turnpike.
You haven't posted that video yet, have you?
I haven't posted that. No, because this one's better.
Yeah.
This one is better because we didn't find anything there. But there we investigated. Well, we took and we filmed. We did a little vlog about the area over here that they disturbed,
in Secaucus.
Yeah, in Secaucus, they disturbed like 4,500 graves to like build part of the turnpike and just moved the people.
What was it called? Mount Laurel?
That's crazy. Yeah, I would be completely freaked out. I grew up across the street from a cemetery, and that was also a historical site, but
it's an old church.
It was an old church.
My brother was baptized.
It wasn't as old as this. The Dutch, the old Dutch church over here that we saw.
So what was the oldest grave? 1702?
No, there. I saw like early 1600s.
Early 1600s.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see your video. I didn't get out of the car for that.
Yeah, but I don't know if I zoomed in very close on those. I think I just kind of like browsed through them because I didn't want to really focus on anyone specific that was buried there unless it was someone fairly notable. But yeah,
oh boy,
I'm
gonna leave that alone, Ginger. Hashtag me too.
The force was not strong with it, but it was with this. Oh God.
Oh, there's an Edgar Allan Poe tour in Philly. I know there's one in Baltimore.
There's one in Baltimore. Yeah, we did that. Well, no, we did the Duck tour, which went in.
We went around like his statue and where his house was. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be where they moved the graveyard.
Oh, I love Poe. I did. I think I told you this before.
They moved the graves then too. They left the graves on the ground
in Mount Laurel.
No. Yeah.
Not Mount Laurel. What's it called?
Geneva's area.
Oh, in there. Yeah.
So they because here they tried to relocate.
Sorry.
Where they like plowed down for the turnpike. They tried to relocate everything. I don't know if they got everyone, but they tried to relocate everyone. It was just a burial ground because it was. Was
it not peddlers? No, paupers. Paupers.
Paupers?
Is that what they call it? Paupers.
Peddlers Village?
No. The mass grave site.
Oh, yeah. Those are paupers. Paupers' graves. Paupers' graves.
What's another name for it? But paupers.
They're just like poor towns.
But there was like almost 5,000 people, right?
Yeah.
Or something crazy like that.
People that were like just like very
poor. They're building the Secaucus train station. They had to do a new Secaucus exit from the New Jersey Turnpike, 15X.
They uncovered. They didn't even realize that many were buried there.
No. And they found the families of 2 of them. They figured out who 2 of them were.
Only 2 out of thousands.
Then,
they found medical records. There used to be a mental hospital there. There were a few different. There was a TB hospital, and a lot of people, I guess, just ended up there. A lot of the poor that weren't on record.
Right.
So it's kind of sad. But anyways, they didn't leave the team. They left the. Wait, wow! How could they do that? They can't just do that. They can't just like. Oh, that's messed up.
They left the bodies.
What? Come on. They should have relocated the like here they did. They relocated what they could find.
That's poltergeist.
It is poltergeist.
I love poltergeist.
Yeah.
This house is clean.
David's mimic of Darren's characters. Yeah. You know, the scene when he first came in, the first time I saw him trying not to laugh and pretty much laughing was The scene with Amanda, I think the character's name is, in the hospital when she first says, you know, she's like had sex with this alien and it's not alien, this man from another planet.
Right. And
he's like, he's not an alien, he's from another planet. And he's like, huh? Luke Skywalker. And then she starts singing the Star Wars theme. And you can see him trying not to laugh.
That's why you need Bill Murray to come out.
He really
Star Wars,
she
nothing
starts singing it to him.
Star Wars.
And the look at his face is he's really trying not to laugh. It was funny.
Good Lord.
Is it a required to inform people that their homes? I can't believe people really do that.
I can't believe you would move bodies to build a house.
Oh, I believe that, actually. Yeah.
Especially after Poltergeist. And this kind of goes along to a little theme that I've been going back to.
It's not for the people that buy the house. The builders.
Well, what I'm saying is people
be haunted.
There are millions of movies, plays, TV shows, historical references that teach us how not to do crap, you know? And I feel like too many people don't learn the lessons from history and art. I was tweeting about this because I was listening to a radio play of Romeo and Juliet to and from work today. I was going to the schools. I was listening to this all day. It was weird because Ian McKellen as Romeo, and it was recorded recently. So it sounds like the oldest Romeo of all time. But, he's got the name, so he's selling it. Post Magneto, Ian McKellen playing Romeo. But there's all these things. And
how many times you've seen Star Wars?
Oh, my God. I think I've seen it more. But my point being is in Romeo and Juliet, most people think about the star-crossed lovers, but there's a lot of political stuff about these two families fighting for no reason. They just hate each other. They don't even remember why they hate each other. Oh, yeah. And I kept thinking and I think I even tweeted a couple times and put something on Facebook about the analogies of like the current GOP DNC, where everybody just hates each other and nobody can talk to each other. You can't reason. You can't even laugh and joke, and like Mercutio tries to do, and then they end up killing everybody. Yeah. Or killing themselves.
Sounds about right.
And it's the reason we have these plays is to teach people hubris and arrogance and ignorance and communicate. This is what happens when you don't communicate. So it's very frustrating, especially going to teach improv workshops where I'm trying to get people to communicate better so that they can learn better, teach better, engage better.
What are we talking about?
I'm getting off track a little bit.
What was the point?
I don't know. We need to get off.
There he goes again.
Can't even remember why we were fighting. Yeah. Right? Half the time, people you haven't seen in decades, you're like, I hate that person, but I don't remember why. And then you get people like Trump that come along and just drive the wedge in there. I don't think it matters what side you're on, but he's purposely driving the wedge to widen the gap so he can lie and get away with stuff.
Actually likes Mulder. He's an easy target. Yeah. I like the way you write. It's kind of funny. You gotta let Mulder be stupid every now and then.
Yeah.
Money talks, zombies can walk. Yeah, I couldn't live on a former cemetery. I mean, the thing is, you never know because ages ago, there were mass graves. Mm-hmm. People weren't necessarily marked, especially more impoverished communities. Mm-hmm. Like they said when I was doing research, because I went to find out what was the real story behind the Headless Horseman and what was his real story. It's based on a true story of the Hessian soldier that was killed in the Battle of White Plains. Well, the Battle of White Plains battleground isn't really preserved. They didn't preserve it historically. Mm-hmm. They built houses on it. So people live on top of where they had this battle, this revolutionary battle that was pretty big. And Washington, supervised this battle, participated in it.
Well, think of Jersey.
It was in that Purdy house, and that was his main navigation point. So I'm like, oh my God, you don't know what your house is on. So you could technically, maybe you might be on top of burial grounds from ages ago. You don't know.
Well, not even burial grounds, but I mean, most of New Jersey was a battleground at some point or another.
Right.
At least New York to DC or New York to
Maryland,
Philly.
My area, my house. I often, because I had that, like I said, we had the historical church across the street. So people had wondered if there were some Civil War battles around where I was.
Well, Gaithersburg, where he grew up.
Going back to the Revolution, too.
Washington Grove was a resort town, part of our neighborhood in Revolutionary times. And it was, going north out of DC, it was people who lived in DC rather would go there to get out of the city.
Right.
Back when that was a long way away. I mean, it's a 20-minute drive, but that's a day's ride back in the day, or a few hours. So that was like where you had your house, and that entire community was kind of like a religion. Well, it was Watcher Grove specifically. I think it was like a Methodist church.
Yeah, no, that's where I went to vacation Bible school.
Oh, really? That was an interesting community.
They were nice.
Those pretty houses.
We had one friend. We had one friend that lived there. Her house was really nice.
Yeah. My old band director lived there.
Ugly. Salute your shorts. So, which is why? Wait. Why are we fighting? So, which is why Darren pokes Mulder, because he's easy to find. Poke.
But you know what? I think it makes it so great the way it works. I think David doesn't necessarily disagree, or at least he goes along for the ride.
Oh, he loves it. He loves his script, so
he gets
a chance to.
Yeah. In this episode, you can tell he's just having a ball, and then of course, the ridiculous stuff he's doing in Forehead Sweat. When he's like, in Reggie's version of things, absolutely hilarious. Absolutely
living
hilarious.
in Blue Springs, just outside of Lee Summit, named after Robert Lee. So I'm sure the cemetery was okay. Robert Lee. He's what did Trump call him? great man or something like that.
He was a great general.
He's a great general. That's what he said.
Not the greatest because he lost.
No,
but
he told him he was great. Yeah. Anyways, that's what he said. John Allen rode down the street from the small cemetery that's Allen family. Oh, just for the family? That's okay. Gettysburg battlefield must have many ghosts.
So I'm thinking of continuity here. Which is always a troublesome conversation with anything Chris Carter.
Because you have all these different writers, and I don't know if they never had a show Bible.
Well, I think that's why, and not to get off too much, but they'll stay on the X-Files topic at least. I just, in the last week and a half, got through Cold Cases and Stolen Lives, driving to gigs and whatnot, and listened to both of them almost twice now because I fall asleep listening.
The ones they narrate?
Yeah, but it's not just narrated. It really is a radio play.
Okay.
More so than I realized.
They use their voices.
Yeah, and it's most original cast. I think Doggett and Reyes are not Annabeth and Robert, but they do have an interesting story at one point. It's a side note, but they don't waste a lot of time. Like Joe Harris, and I think it's because it is one author, and then the Millennium book too coincides the same timeline.
Right.
And Mulder's back with the FBI and working with Brett Black with a Millennium story. So, and that's just a comic,
right?
But it all is coming from the same place. And the two actually are all one big story arc. Cold Cases, Stolen Lives. There's a through line, and for a while I didn't get it. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of these radio plays. There's like this thing keeps coming back, but it wasn't exactly the same each time. So I'm like, wow, I think they're kind of like a one-trick pony in some ways. But then you realize, because it is all connected. But they were still doing kind of Monster of the Week stuff, but it kept saying, that they would refer to something that happened in the episode before. They bring it back, and they'd actually have flashbacks in some cases to former episodes. And they brought back hosts. They brought back, it was a different Cockroach episode, but yada, yada. But it had this arc in the way Breaking Bad season has an arc, or Sopranos, or Game of Thrones. Like each episode is unique, but the whole season has an arc to it. And I really love the way Joe Harris does that. I want to get the comics now too, because I want to see the art behind it. It's really interesting stuff. So we should
do a ghost episode next week.
Christmas? Too soon.
Too soon. That's or Ghost in the Machine, but that's not my favorite episode.
That's not really a ghost episode.
Yeah, that's like.
What about the first Ghost one from season 1? That's really bad.
No, Space Ghost.
No. The one where the woman is the secretary, and the boss that gets killed is possessing her.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that one either.
That's a little weird. How about the one with the girl and the animals?
I would do How the Ghost Stole Christmas, but you're right, it is a little too soon.
It's a little early.
I mean, it isn't too soon. They already have out the Christmas trees in.
Are we gonna be able to watch? I guess we can.
In Home Depot.
Like find a hole at your brother's house and.
Yeah, maybe I can get like Nikki to join our stream or something.
That would be funny, actually.
I'll get my nephew to watch the show and then join our stream.
That would be funny.
And give his comments.
Yeah.
And his comments are going to be very, very specific. And he would just give information.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be very specific little facts here and there.
Oh my God, Ginger. Frank Black Return. If you haven't read the Millennium comic, I picked it up. I don't know if I told you, like I said last week, I got sold. Joe, I mean, he was just telling, I mean, he was doing his job, you know, but Joe started telling us about it. I'm like, oh, and it ties all the way back to the pilot of X-Files. And it's funny, he brings it, this character that is brought back from the pilot, not in the pilot, but Scully talks about this character that Mulder, I mean, at Quantico, they teach Mulder's or how Mulder's essay about the cult and serial killers or something like that helped catch this guy, Monty Props.
Yeah.
And then you never hear about it again. But then it has a lot of ties to it's similar to a lot of other episodes. And it's very much a Millennium episode, but there's a lot of Mulder in it, in and out. He's like his Frank Black sidekick almost.
Yeah. And
it's a great story, and it's beautifully drawn. It's scary too at times. Like, I've never really been a comic book guy, so I don't know how often they do horror this well, but I was pretty much blown away. It was that good.
You can buy a digital comic download now for all the comic books, so you can buy them. But if you don't want to, you can do it on your.
I've done Kindle.
On your PC. No, it's not a Kindle thing. It's a PC thing.
Well, no, but I'm saying, but you're watching the comic.
Rolling off.
Like a comic thing. I've watched comics on Kindle, or at least on digital and whatnot.
Yeah, no, it's on the computer.
And I don't like it as much.
No, it's not like having it in your hands. But you can't mess it up. But if you want to see the stories, you can read the stories.
You can read the stories.
Look at the artwork. But if you want to have it in your hands, you can go to the comic book story.
The actual comic.
Wait, what?
Is better. What?
Wait, what? What did we miss? What are you talking about, Nancy?
Closure is the most underrated but crucial
Closure
Mulder
had
episode.
A lot of spirits. Yeah, that one's a rough one though.
Yeah. Wait, what? Wait, what are you asking me about? The Millennium comic, or what are you asking me about? Someone said Shadows. Frank Black Return. Yeah. Yeah, Nancy, have you not heard about the Millennium comic? Apparently, it came out in 2015. And I had never heard of it, seen it, but Joe Harris had it at his table at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, your comic collecting husband would be upset if you bought digital. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a comic book guy. I bought a couple mostly because
he signed it too.
I got free. Yeah, he signed it right away, and he said
he gave a little spoiler or something.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe that's a Millennium thing. Actually, the more I got into it, I thought it was something that's a Millennium thing. We are. I don't remember what it is now.
I got the season, like the first and maybe second season 10 comics when they first came out. Like it was like 2013, I think.
Do you have them?
Yeah, I don't think I still have them.
But I think that's what Cold Case is based on.
Yeah, they were really small though.
So Cold Case is based on all those put together.
Yeah, but I didn't keep reading them though.
I don't know how much is not in Cold Cases, but there's about 5 solid cases.
Closure makes me cry too. Sad.
But both Cold Case and Stolen Lives, each feel like a 4 or 5 episode arc. You know what also I like about the Audible book thing though? When you buy when you do it on TV, like it has to be 42 minutes.
Right.
Or it has to be an hour. Or it has to be, they had episodes like these shorter files. Like it probably was like one comic was the whole story, and it was 20 minutes for a chapter. And then they had another episode that was about an hour. And then they had one episode that was like an hour and a half, like the big grand finale, which is the main wrap-up of Stolen Lives. I think both had that. They had like a double episode. Like they're not confined.
Don't buy the individual comics unless you have unless you collect by the combined. Yeah, I've seen those. The combined books. I've seen
That's
those.
What he had at the table.
Yeah.
And the Millennium was the whole book.
Yeah.
And he was charging $20, which included his signature.
It'd be sweet to do the serious look at Closure. I don't know. It's like it's hard. You gotta because that's a double header, so it's so dark too.
We might not be able to do a double header in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think we can do one next. It's so dark too because it's so depressing with the first episode and the end of the first episode.
Right.
The first part is is sad.
Mm-hmm.
And the end of Closure's kind of not. It's uplifting, a little bit uplifting, but it's sad too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as sad as the end of the first part, though. That was just that was horrendous, horrifying.
Just popped up.
Oh, it's just Pinterest giving me notifications. I don't know why.
She's had this big alligator all of a sudden pop up on her screen.
Yeah, I guess they want me to do an alligator. Someone posted an alligator. So we were talking about this episode and postmodern Prometheus being a little bit problematic with the whole date rape situation. Well, we were talking about that. We were talking about that. No, I don't think she meant it like that.
Yeah, I don't think she meant Me Too that way.
We need to be more upbeat with Spooky Empire and all.
Yeah, Orlando.
Because it's next week.
You know, all of a sudden, I was kind of like, in Orlando, just because I have so much to do. We've been traveling a lot. We didn't watch. It got cold this week.
Yeah, it is kind of ghosty.
Oh, I would love X-Cops. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Something for Halloweeny.
Are there any ghosts in season 8 and 9 that I've never seen or don't remember?
What's the episode? Is it The Color Story? That's hard to watch too. That's a ghost episode. That has the exorcism in it, right?
Oh, the Russian
that's sad,
Orthodox.
Because the younger kid dies. Yeah, I don't know. Let's stay away from dead kids. It's hard with X-Files. There's a lot of dead kids.
I like that actor in Stigmata, the bad guy. Was he the priest that becomes possessed or something? Or the German guy, whatever he is, chasing the kid?
I mean, versus you want to watch something funny instead of a sad episode. Funny, I mean, Rain King, like nobody dies but the cow, right? You watch Rain King.
I've told you this, right? Whenever I watch the pilot, I'm always expecting the cow to fall in their hotel.
Oh.
Like, for some reason, I always want to put the cow in the pilot.
We can animate that.
That might be funny. There goes my computer and the cow.
Kate, we still have your script that we're working on. I'm just trying to figure out how to execute Mulder and Scully like that. But I have to come up with new figures to animate because I can't use their pop figures for that. And I don't know if I can use their Barbie figures for that either. I might be able to, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. So I am working on that once I get my Sleepy Hollow ghost hunting video done. Sharon Hater, Bob Lass, season 9. Nope, we're not going to do the butt calling up your butt guy.
I love the Indian up the butt.
No, we're not going to do the up the butt guy.
Put the Indian.
No. Well, stop. That just sounds so wrong.
As it started to come out of my mouth, I realized,
no,
not good. Not okay.
Pine King is the Valentine episode. Okay. What about the Were Monster? Okay.
I can't watch Vicky Jackson.
Victoria Jackson.
I do the Were Monster.
Minecraft Mulder, yes. Kate sent me the script for it, so
yeah.
I just have to figure out a way to set up the animate the poor cow. Cows be really easy to animate. Just like it's a cow.
Mm-hmm.
Just make the mouth and face.
Are we gonna do an animated?
Actually, you don't even need to know.
Or you could do more like a motion comic. You know, do like a frame, and it's kind of.
You do like where the cow lands in their bed, and they're like, or like lands on the bed. They're like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, moo."
Oh, that's what
Excelsior's Day.
Excelsior's Day, yeah. I like the idea of a ghost though. I think it's Halloween. Or the werewolf, or a vampire.
I'll put out
some more traditional monster.
Okay, I'll take some of these suggestions, and I'll put a
3.
Yeah, we can vote on it. I'll put 4 up to vote.
Shapes.
No.
Oh, I like shapes.
Alien cow, yes, alien cow. How now, alien cow?
Chupacabra.
No chupacabra.
Little DPO, you're really looking.
I mean, I would say like Bad Blood is like kind of funny and it's vampire, so that's kind of Halloweenish, but I don't know.
We haven't done a Bad Blood rewatch in a long time.
I don't know. I feel like that's overwatched and over.
Bad Blood's like Clive Bruckman a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little too overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
No one was being frisky when the poor cow landed in the
hotel. But I don't know if it's overhyped. It's just so good. We've seen it 1,000 times.
I think Mulder was Oh, you mean if it didn't happen in the pilot? Mulder was just in his room by himself when it came.
The Mundo Gira.
He saw it go up and it landed in his room. That's why I had to move into Scully's room.
The world of the goat world?
Yeah, that's Chupacabra.
Goat sucker.
The Mexican goat sucker.
Why's it got to be Mexican?
Ex-cops?
The squeaky wheels.
Oh, that's so creepy.
On the
little man.
On the
Oompa
Loompa?
Yeah, the Oompa Loompa.
You got an Oompa Loompa up your butt. No,
he really played the Oompa Loompas.
Same actor in the remake.
Yeah, in the remake. He played all of the Oompa Loompas.
So I have
that's because Johnny Depp is creepy.
Very early morning. I don't want to cut this off too short. But
Bad Blood is just so good.
Yeah. Bad blood. What? Oh, that's Ex-Cops. What you gonna do? I really enjoyed Ex-Cops when it came out. It's funny, and I always hated Cops.
Cops is awful.
I think one of the best sketches of all time. I've never been able to sit
through a whole episode of Cops.
No, I can't either. I don't like reality TV in general, but the Saturday Night Live.
Oh, you just got here.
Episode.
You're late.
Well, you can watch the beginning and pretend to tweet along.
Elegy does have ghosts. It's still it's a creepy one too.
I'm thinking for October
we want to keep it a little lighter, right?
Vampires. No, but I don't think it has to be light. It could be scary, entertaining, scary. More
Elegy
traditional.
Isn't too bad. Elegy isn't too bad.
More traditional.
I know Bad Blood
Halloween
is Gillian.
Scary. What about the one with Red Foreman? And the gargoyles.
Oh, the gargoyles.
No. Oh, I love that episode. That's a great episode.
The snake episode. Gordon, right? That's right. Signs and Wonders. That one freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
It's the religious things.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen. I love that. That's season 6, right?
I have to get to sleep too. Well, it will be good if you put up a poll. Okay.
Put up a poll.
Stephen Eady. Okay. Roadrunners. I vote.
Stephen Eady.
Stephen Eady's in it in Ex-Cops. Stephen Eady.
Edie Gourmet?
No, they're like the gay couple that live and they're really
funny. Oh, that's right. Because Steve and Edie were the couple that was always on, Steve.
Yeah. Grotesque. What's his name? You're right, Grotesque. That's the one with the gargoyles. Oh, that one's weird.
Yeah. Home is overrated. Uh-oh.
Home, uh-oh. So everything is kind of not too bad. It's not as bad as they say it is for Home, considering what we see now on television. It's still disturbing. Really, it's not until when the Peacock Boys go to the sheriff's house. That's the part that I
think Home would be TV 14 these days.
Just rough.
Yeah, it would not be banned. They wouldn't even have a conversation.
14. Yeah, it wouldn't be.
They'd have it on at like 7:00 on a Sunday, or whatever you decide is fine.
Okay.
Fine. Sure. Whatever.
Sure. Fine. Whatever. Sure. Fine. Whatever.
I keep getting that as an earworm in my head.
My song?
Both.
Oh, good.
Yours and mine. I keep going back and forth.
I want to reanimate it and make it better.
Yeah, because you're really getting that software down.
I'm getting it better. Yeah, my little Funko Pops look so great.
That was a great kind of guinea pig project.
They look a lot better than those things. But Kate, no, I gotta do Kate's.
Folia de? Which one's that?
Doing Kate's script next.
Which one's Folia de?
The IKEA and Minecraft files.
So we probably should voice it first, right? So you can time it after the voicing. There's a haunted house, but it's Christmas?
Part where they pull her up from under the bed is disturbing. Yeah.
Oh, is that Folia de? That's the name of the episode? The Christmas episode?
That was disturbing too, but not as disturbing as the peacocks when they go to the sheriff's house. They're just like animals.
Which one's Folia de?
That's
not the Ed Asner, not the funny Christmas episode.
No, no, that's a Ghost Who Stole Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, when they pull her out of the drawer, that definitely was creepy.
Eve.
But considering X-Files and some of the creepy stuff we've seen, it's not that creepy. Like, it's creepy, but still, when they go to the sheriff's house and they play that song.
Donnie Faster?
No, they play that old what's the name of the song they play?
Oh, in the Christmas episode?
No, in Home.
Oh, in Home.
They play this like old 50s, 60s song. Okay, I forget which one it is.
You always ask me
they all say they all sound the same from that era. It's one of your era songs because you sing all these.
You're a doo-wopist.
Yeah. You should probably not use that word, but yeah.
Doo-wopist?
Yeah.
Or wop?
Neither. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up.
It's not funny. It's psychologically creepy. Twilight Time. Yeah. Oh, it's Twilight Time?
Yes.
Heavenly shades and night are falling. It's Twilight Time.
It's Twilight Wonderful, Wonderful. It's creepy. And it's when they did the same thing for Downtown for the Band-Aid Nose Man.
Downtown.
Psychological creep, Twilight Time. It's not funny.
It's not funny?
No. Wonderful, wonderful.
We fell in love again.
Kill Switch. I haven't seen that one in a really long time.
Is that the first-person shooter?
It's a virtual reality.
Yeah.
No, different one. Different virtual reality one. First-person shooter's a good one, but that's not very Halloween-like.
That
was kind of funny.
What's the one I always call?
They go inside. They go inside the video game.
Kill them. I tell you, because we're watching them out of order, it makes it that much harder to line things up. Like 200 some episodes later, so many kind of run into each other in your memory, like what, and then the order, and then it gets all over the place.
The Hollywood AD.
Oh, I love to do a live retweet of Hollywood AD.
That's kind of creepy-ish.
Hollywood AD.
There's zombies.
You got the ghosts at the end.
Zombies.
Ooh, don't be rude. Yeah, I better get going.
There's a lot of wink, nig, nudge, nudge in that one though. So I don't know.
Skin Man.
A lot of tongue-in-cheek, like ha ha ha.
Did he hang? Oh, that might be sad with Gary.
Yeah.
Did he hang to the left or to the right? No,
That's
really.
so funny.
I'm thinking to the left.
It's so funny.
And then Taya's Scully, right?
Yeah, it was a funny episode. They were all
There's so many inside jokes.
A lot of.
Yeah, that everyone's in on.
Everyone's in on the jokes.
Yeah. I wonder if like a non-X-Files fan watched that, would they find it funny?
Start from season 2 episodes. I've seen so many season 2 episodes, like a lot, because they kept playing seasons 1 through 3 on TV, and then they start back at season 1, and they didn't have like season 3, 4, like 4, 5, and 6.
I mean, watched them like 4 or 5 times so we could do our little blogs back.
That's true. We watched them all for
blogs.
Well, we did a podcast. We made it up to like season 3,
almost all the way through.
All the way through. Yeah, Richard Gere. The Richard Gere joke. Yeah, the bubble math. It's still me, Mulder. One of Skin Man's finest moments, and we called him Skin Man.
Hey, Skin Man's taking a bubble bath. Still here, Mulder.
Mitch is
I
so
love
great.
Mitch's line tonight.
Mitch is so great. He should be doing more comedy.
Who wrote this?
He's so funny.
He misspelled Federal Bureau of Investigations.
Wrong.
Twice. Oh, it's so understated. It just fall out of your chair.
Getting Walt confused episodes, Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. Do you even know us?
What? Twilight Zone and Outer Limits?
Do you even know us?
Uh-oh.
Because we're going out of order. That's the problem.
It really messes me up. Is there an Outer Limits episode?
Bang. I am not. I wasn't allowed to watch those when I was younger, so I'd watch parts of them and I'd have to turn them off. Kinder's calling me.
Oh, I just realized the reference to that joke, Nancy. I'm tired. That's a Mengele effect.
The Mingle effect.
I just realized the Mingle. Yeah.
Mandela effect.
The Joseph Mingle. I just realized the reference you're quoting there. Yeah. Season 11. I wish it was season 12.
Is that Forehead Sweat?
That's Forehead Sweat.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a really funny moment in Forehead Sweat. And
then we have Mini Mulder.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
That creeped me out. Mulder's big head.
It
was a little ridiculous.
Sweat was genius.
It's ridiculous when the alien came down.
Oh my God, the Trump jokes.
People got so mad about those.
I know.
They were like, "Oh, you went.
We're going to build a wall to keep you human beings on
People
Earth."
got so offended. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, it's satire! Come on, it's funny."
Genius satire. Absolutely, it was like slapstick
so
genius.
Offended.
Oh, it was great. It was Marx Brothers. It was, it's high. It was high comedy.
Freaking Mulder. Yeah. Well, maybe we should watch that episode. I'd watch that.
I would watch that again. I'd watch that again.
When Mulder finally grew into his head, not his nose.
That and Were Lizard. The 2 Darren Morgan episodes from the last 2 seasons.
I watched the Were Lizard, except I don't like the Scully making fake in his fantasy making out with Were Lizard. That makes me angry.
It is pretty hot.
And then you get #excess blue balls.
Have you ever seen Gillian hotter?
I mean, she's always hot, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, sexy Gillian.
Yeah. Are you playing her right now?
I was doing everything.
Can you demonstrate us for us? Is he flipping your hair that's not there? Where are your boobs? Okay. Oh, yeah. When they play the X-Files theme and the pick of George W. Bush in the movie. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny. Someone get the hose. The hose down this one.
Oh, my God. The history. The flashback of all the old episodes with him put in there.
That was pretty brilliant. Okay, that was good.
Especially the Reggie sexist, was that from the pilot,
Were you taking
right?
Reggie at the very end?
No, well, that too, but the sexist Reggie comments.
Oh, yeah.
From the pilot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, Reggie's like a total.
Sexy Scully is wrong. We can watch Milagro.
He was like an episode, a character from The
Scully.
Office. Yeah, Milagro.
Yeah, well, she's kind of being objectified in that one by all the male writers. So some people have think that one's problematic. But we have Mulder being a little jealous. So it's a little shippy. No, Milagro.
Excuse me.
Milagro. Well, it's falling asleep.
I'm getting tired.
Maybe we got to sign off.
Well,
I'll put out a contest or.
I kind of have a real job this week.
We can all vote. I'll put out a poll.
I don't know how you people do it every day.
Well, they're on different time zones. I think they're
Well, I'm saying in general, people have real jobs every day. This is my 3rd day in a week where I have to get up early and go to a real job.
She does keep stealing dogs. Where is Dagu?
Well, they never dealt with Dagu in season 11.
No, they just completely ignored it.
Chris. FUCC.
Where is Dagu?
Yeah. Dagu's the actual father of William.
Ew.
That just got weird.
No.
Never mind. The new baby.
Dagu's the baby.
Dagu is the baby.
She gave birth
That's
to
what she
a
meant
dog
the
that she
entire
stole.
time. We're parents to Dagu now. They could focus on Dagu now.
That's why she put his hand on her belly.
Because
Dagu was already in there.
Well, she had him in a carrier.
Oh, okay. That's less wrong, but still pretty vile.
In the BTS commentary.
Are we still meeting Monday night next week? Where are we meeting? We're gonna do
in Georgia.
In Georgia, we're gonna.
Here.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Georgia, but yeah, should we do it? Maybe we should do it later next week.
Why?
Oh, no, we can do it on time, same time.
You want to do it later? I feel like people came in later tonight.
Is later easier for some people?
Is later easier? We can move it to 9. Oh, you mean on here? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes people tell us they're meeting us. We're like, oh, okay. Walt's falling asleep. Yeah. So maybe we should do an hour later.
I get up early. I've been teaching all day.
Work and eat, and he's
teaching wears me out.
But we'll be in Georgia, but we can still do a stream and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it will be Monday.
Why don't we do X-Cops next week? Do something funny. And then do something scarier for the... why don't we do 9 and 10 next week?
We're doing double?
9 o'clock, rewatch 10 o'clock.
And then 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
I could draw his face.
Let him fall asleep. You can draw.
Yeah, then he has to go teach the kids tomorrow, or teachers.
Yeah, I'm teaching kids and teachers. Professional development.
For both.
Yeah, there's suspension sites in Brooklyn and Staten Island.
Suspended kids.
So I only had 4 kids today, and then I had about 5 or 6 adults.
That's good. Not many kids were getting suspended.
Yeah, and they're really good kids.
But they got suspended in school.
Like, they're getting into trouble.
They're getting in trouble.
But I had a few, and they're all for different reasons, you know. There's no one, and part of the problem is they're all for different reasons. They're different. They're lashing out. They're different. Like, they're middle school. There's high school. You know, what I love about what we do, I think we address. We create a what's that?
No.
We create something that kids that don't respond well to traditional educational systems and norms. Often what we offer gives them an alternative that allows them to kind of discover themselves. And then once they kind of figure that out, they can go into any class.
So you don't want to go in with something drawn on your face.
Probably a bad idea.
Yeah. So I can't draw on his face.
Although one of the biggest ways I get these kids' attention is by making a fool out of myself. Like, I'm not the world's greatest dancer, but I can dance. But these kids can dance.
You're going to dance?
No, I'll do a little break dance, you know.
You break dance?
I do a little Dougie and a little floss and a little bit of dab and
whip and nay-nay?
No, okay. No. But you know, show them I can move my hips and you know I got some moves, but I still look like an old goofy guy doing it. But I'm having fun doing it. So I'm just being silly. I'm having fun, and then they're kind of like, oh, this guy is not your typical stuffy old adult that they're used to. So
he goes in and he does some. He's like Phil Dunphy.
Oh my God. And one kid.
He's like, hey man, WTF, why the face? He's like, hey, look, I can floss dance. And they're like, I'm cool adult. Is that what?
It's a little bit like that, but more self-aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like I'm in a way, in many ways, like
you
a
whip
fat,
your hair back and
self-aware Phil Dunphy.
I whip my hair back and forth.
Yeah.
I whip my hair. Yeah.
I used to be able to sing. I could sing that still. I'm just really. I whip my hair back and forth. Ow!
Oh, you work with kids.
Oh yeah,
too,
you gotta post my sketch.
Boys Home.
My old whip sketch.
No.
I'll post it.
That's awesome, Geneva.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, that's rough. But yeah.
Yeah, you can tell some of these kids. I don't know if they're domestic violence or they're dealing with gangs. They're dealing with.
Well, that's a big problem.
Something.
That's a big problem in the schools here.
Right.
Public schools. Some of the neighborhoods.
And in some cases, they don't feel safe anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of teach this thing called psychological safety with the corporate stuff by bringing it more and more into these situations, especially with the teachers.
Yeah.
And when you talk to the kids, they don't feel safe at home. Not necessarily physically. They're not all abused, but they feel bullied.
Right.
By somebody at home.
Mm-hmm.
They feel bullied by somebody at school. They feel bullied in the neighborhood.
Right.
They're doing their best not to join the gang or get killed by the gang.
It's very common for that age range.
It's too
especially that
prevalent.
age because they recruit at that age.
Yeah.
Like they start like early, middle school.
I also think there's a huge amount of people out there that don't value education the way some parents do. So if your parents value education, you do a lot of education. Mm-hmm. I know we gotta get that. So hey, I can babble all night long. I'm really impassioned by it. It's harder for me to be funny when I'm kind of taking stuff serious. And at some point, we'll actually talk about X-Files on these X-Files live discussions.
We talked to, but no, like the only person here was Amy for a while. So it was like us and Amy.
Right,
like, where'd everybody go? He was doing that when he was doing his Gillian impression. He was whipping his hair.
I'm gonna go post my sketch. We actually did a whip my hair.
No, don't post it. It's cringy.
Post it.
It's really cringy. Yeah, don't post it.
How is it cringy?
It's so cringy. Don't post it.
No, I'm like a lawyer, and it's like I'm a creepy lawyer.
It's so bad.
But it's creepy on purpose because I'm a creepy lawyer, and all these people broke their neck trying to do the whip my hair back and forth. So I tried to whip my hair back and forth, and I broke my neck.
You know when you make something, and then like a few years later you look at it, and you're like, "Why did I do that? That was just awful."
Yeah, because it's hilarious.
It wasn't funny.
I think it's. I'm gonna post it. You be the judge.
Orlando guys, you're not ready. We are ready.
Yeah, Orlando, here we come.
We're ready, but we're gonna sign off for tonight, and we'll talk to you guys next Monday.
Awesome.
9 o'clock watch.
X-Cops.
9 o'clock watch. 10 o'clock stream. Well, I'll put a poll out which one you guys choose. You guys can vote.
Maple.
What?
The maple.
Maple?
We'll dance around it.
Sure.
I'm going to shut up now. Hey, guys. Have a great night. It's been fun.
Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. I'll be putting my little scary Sleepy Hollow video up tomorrow. Just a warning, it's scary. It's really scary. So keep an eye out.